Elkanon definitely can get a lot of chunk damage down. We'll see about this though, because I haven't seen a lot of footage on Nico with the 20 damage nerf on the Q.
Yeah. So, and no surprise to see Skewmon pathing down bottom side. We've all seen Beishwan on red side make that dive happen so many times at early levels. Caps though gets caught by the flick. A good charm to follow. Knight relatively out of mana, but he might not need it. One more auto in the 1v1. Knight stands on top.
Mid lane camp by Ari.
Skewmon and Lebrov, because that one's fake. Knight, the Q flash, perfect from Skewmon. He spent his time in practice tool. Knight taken down. Beishwan, a quick knockback into the wall, but it's just too late. Is he gonna give his life as well? Nice fall breaker, good follow-up damage. One more auto, and it's Lebrov to grab another.
For both him, Elk there, as well as Bin.
And while G2 have gotten some advantage out of having that Nico, the plays in mid lane, we need to see what it looks like as we get closer to level 6, where you can really start to outvalue that Karma. But it doesn't have that same point-and-click reliability against a champion like Ari. You really need Knight to be there as well as the flash comes in from Bin. Instant ulti, wall laid down two, flip back to the other side of the wall as he takes it down and knocks Skewmon out.
I like that. Bin making the sound look like an assassin here. Flashes in, gets it, they pick it up. Knight grabbing the kill. Caps comes over to mess with the grubs.
Play bottom lane. Hansama ulting. Lebrov likely to fall. Kill finish. Feet of Warfare as Elk grabs that one. That lethality Varus really starting to hurt. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, you saw Beishwan, I think, over-eager starting the grubs after that play had already gone in their favor. Knight and Bin really couldn't support. So G2 will at least get these two back, even without a jungler in the area, as Beishwan's just a bit over-eager.
So once again, jungle support moving up to try and get that mid lane vision.
Ulti there, locked down onto Elk, and this is the problem with the Varus, as good as he looked for the game up until now.
Because those cooldowns are going to be quite meaningful. Yeah.
Yeah, and Caps doesn't have Malignance completed, as we see the lockup is there. Looks like easy pickings onto Skewmon, on in position, a lot of healing though. And Skewmon's able to make it away. Sunder Sky is the difference as the charm connects, and Lebrov is ready! A three-man. Hansama is here. It's only one item on the Sivir, but he might have enough to get it done. Fortunately, he doesn't. It's G2 over-eager. Lebrov has to try and sidestep, but Beishwan's just ready to throw rock on his head. And in the meantime, it's Bin breaking towers. Set up on those objectives.
Yeah, and well, let's see here. They're going to be a little bit late coming over. Doesn't look like it'll be meaningful. But I have to point out, once again, you already did earlier with the Bin graphic, tick down to the Scorpion passive.
It was 3 Sundered Sky procs, and we come back and Hansama is dead. Elk and On, despite us leaving the lane phase, are still finding those same advantages.
As well on the Vi, his ultimate is back up and available with addition of Caps, and they're going to go for the dive.
Waiting for the angle, Lebrov. Pre-uses the ult, he knows exactly what Knight has to try and do to escape, so in the end it's just a clean dive, a nice side lane pick. Broken Blade leaving top lane. Will move back as the wave starts to come in, but with Triforce, maybe Bin is afraid. One more Demolish proc, and this tower goes down. Yeah. Broken Blade feeling better about the fight. You highlighted it earlier, Jack's a little bit more attack speed, more damage in these sustained exchanges. HP is not a feels good.
Yeah, and he
G2
just takes out these towers. It's definitely been a rough tournament so far for Broken Blade. This Jax being a bit behind here, but does have his training force at least.
Skewmon finding Knight, 1-2, waiting as long as he can for the ulti. Of course, doesn't have the cooldown this time around, but Caps does have an ulti of his, fishing for the charm. Knight, a casual sidestep, the heal, forced to come out, and it's not enough, Caps! Oh, the ultimate truth is, Knight's footwork just better, and Caps and the heal calculation, well, they did not do the math correctly.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, another person dies. The game does not stop.
And it's Hansama.
Hansama taken down, and again, the scaling angle for G2 is getting further and further away. Broken Blade cannot stay in lane against Bin, cannot stop him from taking towers. Hansama cannot sit comfortably in the mid wave.
He's on Broken Blade.
On, the Mantra Q comes out. Uses the tether now, knowing that Broken Blade will have no way out. Immediate response is the flick back. Counter-Strike blocks some of the damage, but not nearly enough. Broken Blade taken down. Skewmon just in time.
Have better setup. Wait until you have a possibility here, because there are multiple 2-item power spikes, both BLG solo laners.
As On flashes. Okay. Beishwan's running now too. Broken Blade, they're gonna stun him. What the heck is this sequence of play? Beishwan is gonna die! BLG, and then they find a kill back! I'm sorry! What?
Are you not entertained?
Thank you.
Knight creates the wall, on flashes over, Bishwan is in there,
and this is
also in there.
We have witnessed the biggest strengths and biggest weaknesses of BLG in a single game. When they are on the same page, they are unstoppable. Right now, they seem to be on the same page. Broken Blade, unhappy about this sequence as the slow is there, as is the decimating smash. So in the end, if we take all that played together, it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah. Plus a tower on the top side. Okay, a little bit something back. This one, of course, a secondary tower worth so much more than the first one, so BLG will get the better of it.
And you can see that Hansama just doesn't, again, needs to finish the Navori Flicker Blades because he wants that auto wave clear. Even then, though, a third item probably necessary before he can do much to this front line.
Yeah. They will continue on that. It's pretty far out in the future, so we'll take Otacon first.
Skewmon on the way in. Or rather, Skewmon clone on the way in.
Caps has no teleport, so it's just a full trade here.
Yep.
The team-wide 800 gold of that top tower for the Otacon G2 trade.
Up alone, that can 1v1 Bin right now. Maybe Broken Blade with, 10 minutes, but lockdown there. Beishwan locked up.
Good pick.
Good damage. Caps wants to keep it going now on to Knight. Sidestep on the Unraveled Earth. The seismic shove won't catch him. But Bin now on the way down. Good news is they have the clone to give them that little bit of extra free vision. Bin fishing for a bit more, but BLG have just bullied them out. It's still 2 minutes to the objective, however, so G2 don't mind. Knight.
Definitely is going to be painful because the sustain wait.
Secret LeBron, flashback from Elf. The ulti does connect on him in the meantime. Bin now ready to follow. Decimating smash a little bit out of range, but the seismic shove makes everything okay. BLG, Beishwan now here. Knight continuing to chase the follow-up damage as the arrows find their target. G2 once again forced back. 17 seconds till the soul, and they've already lost their support in jungle.
Great counter from BLG. Elk says, you're not going to catch me sleeping. Flashes away, and BLG will take that as the key to the base of G2. They open up the front door, but now they turn back around for the Dragon Soul.
In their favor. Now the value of that soul with so many poke champions, with so many beefy frontliners. Re-engage there, not caught off guard. If LeBron was able to sidestep that ult, maybe they can walk away. Just happy to get a flash, but not only is he flashing away, he's finding an engage in the meantime, too.
Dracos, it's a clap back for the first game.
Spotted him.
The game is up!
Oh, he's been detected. He's too young to have played Splinter Cell, Kobe. He wasn't ready. The Metal Gear Solid blip appeared above his head, and now he's just got to get the hell out.
We must go deeper. In order to escape, we must go deeper.
The only way out is through, Kobe.
Yeah.
Another TP used. Skewmon running, tries to sidestep, knocked back into the wall. The rest of G2 posturing around Baron. He lives a little bit longer. Decent damage onto Knight, but not enough to make the difference. Knight now on a rampage. The long flank denied.
In the position like that, you're like, your risk tolerance goes way up.
Well, and the important thing to note is
we got to make something.
G2 do have a scaling angle. They just don't have the time to do it. So that's why you see the flank. Maybe it's for a Baron steal, maybe it's for the hope of a team fight. But after the early game went the way it did, with G2 solo lanes unable to find farm, Hansam only now getting a half an item completed despite how much time they've spent on the map, you can tell why they would feel pressured to make a play like that. It's not a best of 3. It's not like last year. You're not done here. You have more time to rally. Fearless new champions have to be brought to bear.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, even though the core, the Ahri and the Vi have gotten a bit of work done as the ulti comes out. Skewmon getting the fight started, the TP there, but there's no one to follow up. Decimating smash, Broken Blade able to fashion time. Looking for a 2-man knockup. Flick back on LeBron, trying to turn. He managed to get the back line. Instantly Skewmon goes in and it's Hansam on the side. The Simmer is contested. They managed to take him down as 1-for-1. Elk throws the arrow back. Broken Blade going back in for another stun, but the team is not there beside him. G2 being zoned away from their own base. Hansama with the spell shield, managing to block a bit of damage. It's on who's going to be taken down, but no, the Mantra W buys him an extra second. Flash out from Hansama. G2 on the retreat, but it's a 3v3. They managed to find a good fight, but it just gets them to even. Skewmon flicked back, waiting to channel out. We'll be okay for now. Still a steady retreat. Knight likely to find the kill here as Skewmon goes back in. The extra shielding not enough, and Kobe, your prediction seems to be correct. Bin will not die, but he will continue to advance, trying not to give G2 any angles to cover or protect their mid wave.
Taking tower shots for fun down here. Undeniable, unstoppable. Does get charmed up.
A little bit more true damage. TP now coming in, Varus returning to the fray, but Bin recalling. Has a TP of his own. They want to go for the throat. They want to end it here. Ulti goes wide. Charm still connecting. Eyes on Knight. The flick back could be big. Isn't going to hit. Caps 2 charges left. Bin standing in the midst of the towers, threatening to end the base. Counter-strike ready to go. Broken Blade going to leap back. Caps going to go in. Health bars are getting lower, but G2 need to pull the trigger because it's Hanzama who's been caught out. Elk manages to grab the kill. 2 low health towers. BLG on the cusp of match point. But G2 holding on as best they can. Weaver's Wall there. Zoning. Lebrov away. Skewmon going in onto the backline trying to find Elk. The knockup is there from Bin though. Base 1 and Bin. The beefy frontliners to find the mid laner, and Elk is still alive. BLG pushing G2 back, holding the line in G2's base, and bringing it to match point.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.